Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks Universe, main man, Uncle Freezie. You are now watching Knicks Freestyle. Y'all already know what it is. It's the joint. We're gonna come, we straight shooters. We're gonna come at you with these topics. We're gonna get straight to the truth. You know what I'm saying? We ain't pulling no punches, right? Let me introduce our guy, the moderator, the co-producer of the joint, the ghetto intellect, and the creator of this joint, Free Keith. Them. What's good, guys? What's good? What's good?
What it
Yo,
do? What it do?
another great night to be with the team, man. As I
Yeah,
always
man.
say, humbly thank you for having me.
Bam, bam. No doubt. No doubt. Man, I'm excited, man, to get Knicks freestyle back to the masses. Just wanna get a throw a quick question out there for y'all. How y'all feeling about this Julius Randle thing? Is this a case of where there's smoke, there's fire? Or is this a case of there's probably some underlying stuff to it that all parties involved are trying to keep in house without this thing turning into a five alarm fire? What you thinking about that, Freaky?
Hmm. Uh, him switching his management over from CAA. I actually think it is a. I think it's a mildly where there's smoke, there's fire kind of situation. But I think it's more so about money.
Okay.
I think that he is not like his extension is coming up in the next. Well, actually, he's eligible for extension this season. Um, I would say it's probably not in the Knicks' best interest to do the extension for him to do his extension this season. But I definitely think that he's not trying to take any more like he's not trying to take any more CAA discount.
Oh,
I do think, however, like I don't look at him as disgruntled. I think that he enjoys being here. I think he does genuinely like playing with Brunson. I do think he fucks with the team. I just I think it's a matter of money. I think he's not taking the discount. He's not taking the discount again.
so what does that mean, though?
What do you mean?
So what does that mean? Does that mean he is looking to capitalize on his NBA worth?
I think
Or
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, all
I think
right,
he's done his. I think he did his sacrificing because like I'm gonna say even when he got his that original contract, even the cats who don't like Julius Randle, we were all surprised that it
that he
was
left
not
like eighty
that
million dollars on the table.
80 yo for real,
Yeah,
like we all
yeah,
know he could have got more. We all
yeah.
know he could have got more.
Right,
Like,
right.
and literally on the team, yo, there's discount contracts littered throughout the team. And I also think that this is a signal that quickly is not going to take no shorts either.
Mm.
Quiet as kept. Quiet as kept.
And let me talk to them. I want to ask the business guy this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Ask the dollars and cents guy.
yeah, let me. Where's the dollar and cents guy at? Let me. So, Gi, does this make sense from if you're in Randall's camp? Does this make sense to you for him to try to capitalize on? Is this a typical capital gains move? Like this might be my last major contract. I got to make sure that I get the bag on this one, or is this I'm a bigger star than what people recognize, and I should be paid bigger star money.
Well, I absolutely think that he is in charge of his asset, which is him. So he has to get the most value out of it. He'd be a fool not to.
Right.
And so when we talk about, so y'all start hinting to because of relationships, they may be looking for discounts. I do want to say one thing. Julius Randle signed here, and Leon Rose was not the general manager of the team. So we can't say he took CAA discount to be here. He came
Not
here.
they. Who gave him the extension?
They gave him the extension, but that was before he reached his first All-Star game. So he's still his value is coming now.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
This is
saying.
his value. Now he reached his value.
But
this
reached his max. But it was Leon and them that gave him that extension, though, right?
Right.
They gave him the extension. Sure he didn't have many options. Yes, but he didn't have many options at that time. They didn't sign him initially.
No, I'm just making sure. My timing is right because I don't want to.
They gave him.
If I'm thinking,
they gave him an extension. They gave him an extension. But remember, after the extension, people was complaining about the extension, and then he started going to wild All-Star game.
People were complaining about it. I still feel like when he took the extension, that like a lot of people were including myself, a lot of people were surprised at how little it was.
Well, you and I were aware that that's still a discount for what he does for this team. If we brought in somebody else to fill those numbers, yeah, but most fans hate his guts, so they want him gone. They want him to be on the team. They don't want him in the Knicks uniform. So they were hoping the end of that contract would be the end. They didn't want to hear about an extension. I remember that vividly.
Oh no, definitely that. But once people realized he wasn't going, that Leon wasn't letting him go, like when we knew that it was going to be extension time, Cat was talking about 200 million, too much to pay for this, that, and the other, and like it was nowhere near what Cat was saying, and they were like, Cat was honestly surprised that he took so little.
Well, you know what? I think he did make one All-Star game and didn't get that. I apologize, but he made that All-Star game and fizzled out in the playoffs. I think that's what most.
I think the playoff, that first playoff run kept him from, or I should say, kept us from thinking that he would get like the full bag.
That's what exactly.
Yeah, but nobody thought he was. But nobody thought he was going to accept something as low as what he accepted.
Right, but
now you're talking about you still a 25. You still a 25 and 10 player.
Yes. No, hold on.
You're still a 25 and 10 player.
Remember though, once he got the second,
you going in and out. Is that me?
No, Gi's going in and
out. I'm having connection issues. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's you over there.
It looks like it would be me. No, but Keith, you got to remember, the only thing people were concerned with when he was signing his contract wasn't 25 and 10 in the regular season. They were always talking about he's going to be the man on this team, and as the man on this team, how far could they take us? That's all they cared about, and that's all they still care about to today. And that's why I think if they have had back discussions that force him to switch different agents, he has to capitalize, because the Knicks might have said, yeah, we're probably going to let you go to the market. We're not going to be stopping you from going to the market. And if that's the case, then he can't trust being with CAA. It's more, I think at that point, if they basically had told him, oh yeah, you're not getting no contract extension, we're going to let you go to the market and we'll see what you do on the market, then he couldn't trust going with CAA. He had to then go somewhere else. He couldn't trust being with CAA.
And plus, too, from a Knicks perspective, generally franchises don't give max extensions to a one-time All-Star. You know what I'm saying? You either if you have generational talent and you hadn't made the All-Star team yet for some reason, they'll give it to you. Or if you're a multiple-time All-Star and proven contributor, they'll give it to you. But Randall,
he was a one-time All-Star, but the money he took was far from the max, bro.
I know. No.
That wasn't even. I understand what you're saying, but like, he could have got more money.
Now
we still been under the max.
We understand your point. You know what I'm saying? That your point is not, it's not falling. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying though is is we understand that Julius Randle basically got above average starter money is basically the money that they gave him. At the time that he
Yes.
got above average starter money, though, he was an all-star. So that's why it looks like he could have got more because he was an all-star, but at the same time, he wasn't a multiple-time all-star. Do you think this is a thing that may drive a wedge in the relationship between the Knicks and Julius Randle?
I think it possibly could, but like I think there's a couple different directions. It possibly could be a thing that drives a wedge. There possibly could be a wedge already that's driven, and that's the reason for this movement. You know what I'm saying? Like so, but I personally think it's all financial. Like I don't think that he has. I think that he probably doesn't feel comfortable that he has the negotiation backing that he does to get the money he wants, trying to negotiate against the same people that got to get, like, being managed by the same people that got to give him the contract. You know what I'm saying? So like from a business standpoint, it probably puts you in a better negotiating standpoint to be outside of CAA.
I
So
don't. When you got an asset of these guys' magnitude, real quick, when you got an asset of these guys that the way they value these assets, these players, they prefer not to let them get to the market. So if he's preparing to get to the market, which we agree to, it looks like he's prepared, then that means there have to be some internal discussions where he know the Knicks aren't committed to him at that time. And I think that could drive a wedge. If the fans turn on him again during the season and things get rough, the Knicks may not protect him like they have in the past. I'm sorry, Uncle Freeze.
what'd you say? Wow. Wow. Okay. 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 Wow.
And then if
All
they
right.
don't start protecting him, then you will see a wedge in the relationship because then his you see his attitude on the on the court. If everybody turns against him, players stop rallying around him because they see now he ain't the future of the organization. Let us get closer to Brunson, and I think it's more of a signal. He sees that this is Brunson's team. This is Brunson's team. Salute to the chat.
Wow.
Yeah, real quick, man. I'm sorry, guys. Salute to the chat, yo, man. I miss and love you all, bro. Like, yo, salute to everybody who salutes the kid. Yeah, don't charge it to the head. Don't charge it to the heart. Charge it to the head. I just ain't see the joints, but salute to y'all.
Salute to everybody. Salute,
But go
salute.
ahead now. I'm sorry.
So it's not a so okay. So okay. So I'm kind of like in this discussion, I understand both sides, and on both sides there are stark realities, like these things that we used to say take advantage of or take for granted. I don't think you could take them for granted anymore. Like take for granted that everybody is gonna get along, or take for granted that is everybody is buying into the Knicks, winning championships. But now on that one side where Free Keith is saying that, um, and maybe extrapolating something that's not there, but maybe the Nova Boys thing is a real thing now, right?
Look, they brought back Archinato.
Yeah, yeah, him, yeah, and then what Gi is saying, um, basically what I take from what Gi said is man, you gotta take advantage of your branding because you don't build a brand just for it to be discounted. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Now I know Gi said a lot more stuff than that. I know you said a lot more stuff than that, man. But what I'm saying is in the sense that Randall is not going to get many of these opportunities to cash in. He's got to take advantage of the opportunity that's there, like most NBA players. And then plus two, the thing that we don't speak about much because it's been kumbaya for like the last 3 years. But New York excuse me, New York historically is a tough place to play. You know what I'm saying? And when dudes take discounts and get all this vitriol from the fans when they lose, and you take these discounts, and when do you get to the point where you like, you know what? If I got to deal with all this stuff, y'all gonna pay me, and it's
or demand a
quickly,
trade.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
and
demand a trade. These are all possibilities, and I hate to say it. Like I hate to say it, but here's the thing, though, man. That'll push us. We are not far enough away from dysfunctional Knicks to not easily be pulled back into that realm. Like
I
we
disagree.
don't. What?
I disagree
What you
because
mean?
I believe the core of the team is the management, the coach, Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo. And I believe RJ truly increased his stock this summer. I really do believe he increased his stock this summer. We may see special things from RJ, but uh, and this is Julius Randle has held this organization in his heart, in his hands, and he didn't have the best brain, but he did the best he can. But this is Jalen Brunson's time. Everything's lined up for him to be the leader of this team. And so if Randall's contract and his demands aren't fitting in the time of the team, he's going to be the odd man out. And that's no hate to Randall. That's just reality. They're
I
not
feel
building around Randall. They're building around Brunson.
facts. I hear you with that, but like to me, I'm looking at how they played last season, and Randall, to me, he was still able to get his numbers off. He was still able to get, you know what I'm saying? And and it's obvious he deferred. And this narrative about like Randall wanting to be the man and being mad that like he's not like the number I, the number one option on the team or has to defer. I feel like I haven't seen any optical discord with that on the court.
That's not
Like
what I'm.
I
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's now coming. He's now midway into his contract on the back end of that. He's on the back nine of it. He can't now be having a role that wasn't his original role with the Knicks that made him an All Star. That doesn't benefit him. He'd be better off seeing if the Lakers can pick him up and go and improve his. He'd be better off now going to another team where he can maximize his value than staying with the Knicks, where he knows that they're gonna put him in the second role player, and when they go to offer him a contract, it's gonna be based upon that role. That doesn't benefit him, which is probably the reason that I
when
say, "Oh, I'm out
when
for
you say
CAA."
role,
That's my speculation.
I feel you. When you
Well,
say
his,
role
well,
though, when you say
right,
role
his
though, what do you mean? Because like to
role,
me, his role on the team, like he's still an engine. He's
not
still
not
an
not him,
engine of the team.
but we hey
not him.
let's relax on that just a teeny bit because when Gi says that, don't take it as Gi saying they're putting him on mothballs. What it is Julius Randle's role when he first got here was to be the all everything all the time because the Knicks didn't have a point guard or have shooting or have guys. Now that the more talent the Knicks add, the less he has to do as an all around player, and the more he can do in his skill set as a bullying power forward. That's all. Like
But then,
Randall never had a power forward. I mean, Randall never had a point guard. Now he's got a point guard. Now he can stop bringing the ball up. Remember when Randall used to bring the ball up before all the time? So it's little stuff like that, man. It
I'm asking
just
for a
everything.
different. I'm asking for a different contract if I got to keep the ball in my hand 40% of the time for the offense to go versus 20% of the time, 15% of the
that's the thing. I don't
contract
think he
is
wants
different.
that. I don't think he wants that though.
He'd be a fool,
Even
Keith. He
no,
doesn't
no,
want
no.
to. He
When I
doesn't want to
say
make 200 million.
no, you hear in interviews, and I actually think that I actually think that he's being sincere. Like yo, like he's like yo, like having not having the whole weight of the whole offense on you, it's easier for him. And he said that. Like he's like yo, like Brunson makes it easier for him. And look at the yo, he's still 25 and 10,
Right.
like when he was leading the team. It's an easier 25 and 10 though. And I think that he's fine with that. I think that but the idea is I think he knows what his 25 and 10 is worth.
Right.
And
You're
he's
not
not
getting it.
taking he's not taking shorts on it. He's
When
not
he
going to
holds
take
the ball,
shorts on it again.
when he holds the ball and get 25 and 10, he shows his necessity to the team. When he sits there and gets 25 and 10 off of Brunson's play, then he's easily replaceable. That's the difference, Keith.
Who
It's
else
a
is
lot
giving
of
you
players that
25 and 10 even off of Brunson's play?
you get rid of him at $100 million. I can find you 30 players that could go in this position and get 25 and 10.
25 points and 10 rebounds? Come on, bro. That's not five other people in the league got that last season.
Yeah.
25 10, 25 10 and 5 assists.
No,
Come
I
wasn't
love
on.
you.
it
I love you.
wasn't it
I
4 people?
love you. You're so blinded. You're so blind. It's not even funny. How many players get to play for the Knicks? How many players get to play for the Knicks and sit in that role? If they played for the Knicks, they'd be the second best player. They would get 25 and 10 all the time. What happened, Chicago? Huh?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think that 25 and 10 has a value. If somebody like what's his name, who the four
You put
on the
Randall on
76
Phoenix.
on the 76ers. What's his name?
You put
Tobias
Randall on
Harris.
Phoenix.
Tobias
You
Harris.
put Randall on Phoenix. He doesn't
Tobias
get 25.
Harris.
You put Randall on Phoenix. He doesn't get 25 and 10.
I don't. But that's look at the powerhouse that Phoenix is. Put him on. Put him on.
Kevin
Put him on the
Durant gets his
Timberwolves.
25.
Put him on the
Kevin
Timberwolves.
Durant.
He put him on the
Kevin
the
Durant.
Timberwolves.
Kevin Durant
He
gets his
getting the
25
and
on
10.
any team on the league. That's the
Yes,
difference.
because
Randall's value.
he's the second best player in the league. That's a
The only
totally
thing is,
different scenario.
I just don't hear you recognizing my argument. Forgive me. Randall's 25 and 10 does not equate across the board, and that reduces his value. So why would he want to stay here and have that question? He would want to get out of here and prove his worth. That's all I'm saying. That's my argument. I landed.
I mean, if he got out of here, to prove his worth, I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I just disagree that that's a scenario. I don't see. I think it's a money play, definitely. But I think it's more of a value play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I took the short the first time. Now I have to make moves to protect make sure that I got representatives who are looking after my interests. And I don't think it's a matter of like role on the team. I think he's perfectly fine with what he's doing on the team. Honest to God. And as long as the team is winning, as long as they're winning and he's participating in winning, I think that he won't have a problem. He doesn't have a problem with the team. I actually think he wants to stay and likes the guys. I don't think that I don't see it. I don't see that negative situation where he feels like, oh, like there's too much talent on the team and it's going to squeeze out his opportunity to be the man or to make the points that he makes. I don't see that from him. I could be wrong, but like that's not the cut I read from him. Is freeze is ghetto stuff?
I'm not stuck. I understand what you're saying. And
No, he's frozen.
I think I agree with you on that 25 and 10 is not easily replaceable.
Yeah, like to say that just like, oh yeah, somebody else could do it. Like, yo, like then why ain't more people out there doing it?
Right. I would say
Why he's only one of 5 cats that did it.
no, hear me out on this. I'm gonna say that um Randall's value is at its highest with the Knicks, right? And Randall's 25 and 10,
Fine.
whether people realize it or not, helped this team make the playoffs 2 out of 3 seasons in that season that they did not make it, the Knicks had injuries at every guard in their backcourt except Evan Fournier, right?
And
And the
and
guards, the guards,
I still say, had they just ran it back, they would have been in the playoffs.
right, 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 with Reggie Bullock and all those guys, right, right. No, I get what you're saying. Reggie Bullock, Alfred Payton, I get it. But the thing about
As
this,
much as Cats hated them, that team had a chemistry,
right,
especially defensively.
as it was more of a Knicks fans in hindsight, and I know we do this a lot, and it's not fair to the individuals, but in hindsight, we were probably more frustrated with Tom Thibodeau's system than we were with the players that were running the system. But we didn't know that at the time because the system was brand new and we thought it was just those players, right? So if we did run it back, we probably would have got another better model or a more pure model of consistency. You know what I'm saying? By having the same guys show up again to redo it. At the same time, I think a lot of Knicks fans wanted to see the young guys develop, and so you combine the frustration that we're always paying hired guns, so to speak, instead of playing young players, and a system that saw a point guard driving to the rim, throwing bricks off the backboard, right? And now we're at a place where Jalen Brunson gets those same drives to the basket, but he converts at about 50% or higher.
Higher.
It's the same system, though. It's the same system. You just have a better player in it, right? And so that's why a lot of Knicks fans, I would say, didn't want to run it back because at the time we didn't recognize that it was not the player. I mean, I'm saying it was not the players that were bad. It was just a system that didn't have the right players in it. So, yeah.
And I think that exposes Randall. It's unfair to him. Somebody said they would love to see Randall next to Embiid. Man, that would be disgusting. Randall next to Embiid. Oh, pick and
Yo,
roll with Randall and Embiid.
what,
Forget about it.
dude? Like
But the
that's
problem
way too
is,
much strength. That's way too much strength in the front court. Like yeah.
But
That's
isn't
that's
that the
some
reason why you
but
call it
some
Randall doesn't get to
bullying.
play.
That's why you call the
That's some
position power
bullying.
forward, though, right?
But look at the
Yeah, but the
power
problem
forwards
is
around the league.
Randall doesn't play
Randall's
with
one of the
anybody
best.
on this team. Rand doesn't play with anybody on this team that can replace him in the paint. He needs to be replaced in the paint. Let him play with somebody else that can play with their back to the basket and they have to go double team. Randall will
Dude,
destroy. But
having
that's
to
not the case.
triple team
Hold on, Keith.
Embiid, having to triple
Hold
team
on, Keith.
Embiid and double team Randall would be impossible for a team to continue to do all game. But yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to interject that. Oh, is he
Me?
okay?
Am I
He back?
frozen again?
Yeah, you was frozen.
I don't know. My bad.
Yeah. You were.
Hello.
There you
Oh
go.
no, yeah. Randall's weakness is people defend him. They defend him with his back, with their back to the basket. So they're always keeping him in front, and they're long. That's not going to work in the playoffs. The teams that we're going to meet deep in the playoffs are going to be long. That's what they got there because they're long defensively, don't give up easy layups, and so that's where you get deep into the playoffs is where Randall's weaknesses show. And if he can shoot better from the outside, then he's unstoppable. But that requires him to shoot close to 40%, 42% from the three. And then Randall is one of the top 10 players in the league. But that's asking a lot for him to shoot 42. He's a power forward. He's 6'9". You can't ask him to shoot 42% from, but he has to be an amazing stretch before. If he's going to play the way he plays, he has to be one of the best stretch fours. He can't be an average stretch four. And while he's getting 25 and 10, a lot of it has to do with the system he plays with and the players he plays with. He gets a lot of opportunity. Gets a lot of opportunity. Him, RJ, and Brunson probably dominate 80% of the ball during the game. So you would say they all average 20 and 10 and something. And they do. They all average 20 and 10 and something. Sometimes you get usage. Sometimes you get usage stats. And don't think the analysts don't know that, Keith. The analysts know that. And Keith Turner can hate me for saying this all I want. I believe this to be the truth. It's not me.
Shout out to
I mean,
chat. Shine Legacy and them in the building. My bad, Freaky.
no. It's good. No, I was gonna say, like, yeah, like, look, it could be all of that. But what is the end goal is winning games, winning the championship.
And I don't believe RJ, Brunson, and Randall second year get you that much closer, get you exponentially closer to winning a championship. I don't believe you could put enough around them. And all you did was put around them Hart for a full season, DiVincenzo, and that's about it, right? Hart and DiVincenzo. That's all you did was
Yo,
put that around them. And you think that gets you closer to? I think it does make you a better regular season team, but I think your postseason results are going to be the same. And I believe in 9 months, 6 months, Knicks fans are not going to be happy with the postseason results.
okay. Uh, I mean, that's a lot. Like I'm expecting a good postseason, but also that's because like I'm expecting the guys that you're talking about, Brunson, Randall, RJ. I expect at the very least, with well RJ, I expect a little bit better, but give me what you gave me last season, right? I expect that. That's what I expect. But my
No,
eyes, but my eyes are on the rest of the team, right? Because the machine is the sum of its parts. And I'm looking for, personally, more internal development from guys like IQ, Grimes, um, IQ, Grimes, and Mitch. Now, Mitch is often left out in these conversations. Often left out in these conversations. I think his value is very much underrated. I think that he has gotten fully comfortable in the bully role that he has that he has moved into, and I think that he has only more in store for that. I think Mitch is a very key and crucial part to the success of Randall, Brunson, and RJ next season. But I do expect incremental progress from the team because I expect more growth from those other pieces.
Okay. 60 wins.
60 wins. Here we go.
60 wins, I think, is impossible. I think that's
60
impossible.
wins.
But what I'm
I'm the most
saying is,
positive fan. 60
I
wins.
believe that I believe the issue with the team becomes you can't coach size. There's no tiny teams that have won the NBA championship since never. And this, while I would love to see, I'm not sure what development looks like for Mitch because he's not coordinated enough offensively to dribble the ball much better, to do much off the dribble. You see his jump shot, that's not improving in the last 4 months off season. So I expect Mitch to come in, dominate the glass, to be a defensive nightmare, and allow us to go out there and play small at this point guard, shooting guard, and small forward position. Mitch allows us to do that because people can't just go to the hole. He allows us to play a little zone where he stays in the middle and is not far from that rim. And that's what you need Mitch for the most. Without that, you don't get away with playing some of this offense that you have to play next year. You got to bring out Brinson, Dante DiVincenzo, 6'5", Brunson under 6'5". You know what? I'll be fair and go 6'6". Brunson under 6'6", Dante under 6'6", RJ at 6'6", 6'7", Hart under 6'6", or at 6'6", Quick under 6'6", McBride under quick 6'6", Grimes under 6'6". You're not gonna. This is not gonna equate well. You can have one or two of these guys be special. It's not going to equate well when you're going to get to the playoffs and you're going to be looking for three or four of these guys to have to step up. And it's just their shoes. It's easier done at 6'9" than it is at 6'4".
Wait a minute. So are you saying that the Knicks need a 6'8" small forward?
So at a 6'8", 6'9" small forward and at least move two of these guys, I'm not sure what the season is going to be about at all, other than winning more regular season games. And when you have to play these teams, we have to play in this in this Eastern Conference. Just think
Right.
about it. I think Orlando may be really good this year. We'll see. But boy, look at the guards and wings that they bring at us. Look at the guards and wings that Detroit brings at us. I think the future is not in what we're stockpiling at all. The future is in the 6'7" guard, 6'8" guard. We don't even have 6'8" wings. I think this is being built backwards.
Right.
Hmm.
So, Free Keith, what if I was to tell you that the pick that the Knicks traded to Portland got Portland a 6'8" small forward that can defend and shoot 3-pointers?
Okay.
I'm with G out on that one. I'm with G out on that one.
We need more size.
No,
Okay.
not just size in general, but we need more size at certain positions. Like I think our centers are tall enough, right? I think Julius Randle is big enough, right? I'm just talking about height at other positions. That's all.
But his backup needs to be big. His backup needs to be a brute. Six
Right.
6'10" brute, somebody knocking people around. Not another light in the tail trying to be small forward. We haven't replaced Obi at all. What did we replace Obi with? Dante DiVincenzo? What are we doing here? We got
Yeah.
small with him last year. They're the team that was too small.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think I tend to agree with you on that one. In the case of the height thing and the athleticism thing and the 3-point shooting thing and the defensive minded thing. I think I agree with him on that.
Hmm.
Am I off base with that one, Free Keith? No? Yes? No?
I, look, I agree. I agree to the degree that the team needs more height in certain positions. I'm just of the mindset. I'm just of the mindset that we have the pieces to get those pieces.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like and en route to getting those pieces, we will be a good team.
Okay. Do you have faith that this front office can pull that move off, GI?
The only trades we've done in the last 5 years have been Obi, Hart, um, what's my man named Knox, like we
Cam. Oh well, yeah.
Cam,
Nah,
Yeah.
that was not. Well, that was yeah.
Knox
But
and
we traded
Cam,
Cam. We
Yeah.
we traded Cam.
and then
We
we
keep
traded
trading
Cam
we keep
for
trading
Hart.
6'8" guys out the door for small guys. Yeah.
So, and when the last time you see 6'9" guys available during the season that bring wreck for their team? They're not available players. You got to be hustling them, using your connections, using your back channels, working the lines, drafting them. How about that? We blew this draft. You know what I mean? Like this guy Halliburton is the perfect 6'7" wing that you add to your team and put him at guard. It's a perfect guy you're looking for, but you don't draft him. You don't find a need in him. I I am I am happy in Brunson. I'm so proud of him, and I'm going to cheer him like crazy next year. This team is going to be very successful because if guys get hurt and these guys that you hard to find, we got a ton of them. If they get hurt, we're going to keep coming at you night in, night out with some serious depth. Mitch and what's my man
Harden,
Hallenstein, Hartenstein, jeez,
Hartenstein.
Mitch and Hartenstein. They're both very tough dudes, so they take a lot of minutes. Randall eats a lot of minutes, so he really doesn't need a backup, quite frankly. Um, the depth is going to get us very 50 wins, 50 plus wins easy. Less than 55 though. Less than 55 for sure.
You,
But 50
you
plus.
think that high too? Wow.
We won
Wow.
47. We won 47 last year, no?
Right.
Yeah, I was at, but like my number is like at like my top out number is 50.
That's what I said. 50 to I said 50 to 53.
Yes, yes, yeah, yes, yeah.
That's my high side.
Oh, like I
But you say your
like
top out number is 50. That means you're
yeah,
Oh,
like
your
confident in
bottom
like
number.
70.
What's your bottom?
my bottom number is like 48, 40, 48, 47
Oh,
again.
Keith, let me help you. The depth of this team, the familiarity with the coach, this team regular season, the first 2 weeks of the season, this team is going to be super ready. They're going to kill each other in training camp. They're going to absolutely kill each other in training camp. So I don't think you have nothing to worry about in the regular season. It's the postseason. All season we're going to be talking about what's this team capable of doing in the postseason.
I agree with him. Let me
Okay,
let me let me
I
let me
hear
say
that.
let me say
I
this.
honestly think that that's the like honestly for the situation our team is in, like it'll be disingenuous for cats to really say that like okay we don't have a in season capable team. Like if anybody's talking about like oh we a lottery team or this that and the other, like that's trash. That's total trash. I think
Okay.
90%, 75 to 90% of the interest or the things that need to be proven is in the playoffs.
Right. Okay. Let me say this, and I just want to throw this because in our last 4 or 5 minutes, right? Let me throw this in here. I think a lot of Knicks fans don't understand what they're looking at in this Knicks team. Just really quickly, just let me finish when I say that. I'm not saying that Knicks fans don't know basketball. What I'm saying is Knicks fans don't know the identity of this team. And the reason why I say that is because this team last season, when we won 47 games, it wasn't because we were a 47 win team. It was because we were Jekyll and Hyde, right? And what I mean by that is there were stretches in the season, and I went through it yesterday on the show, where the Knicks went on a murderer's roll, so to speak, knocking off a bunch of great teams in the NBA, including your world champion Denver Nuggets, right? And then they would slip on a banana peel like they're at the circus and lose in the most embarrassing ways possible to Orlando, to San Antonio, who had the number. Bro, we lost to the San Antonio Spurs last year, bro.
Yo, that
We
was
yo
so
the
funny.
Houston Rockets were competitive with us until Randall went off against them late. The
We're
Rockets
not going to
almost
lose
beat
those
us.
games this year.
Right. And right. And then there were other we lost to the Charlotte Hornets last season, bro. What I'm saying is I'm not saying that a team can't lose to any team in the NBA. What I'm saying is good teams don't lose to those type teams, right? And for that reason, I can see the Knicks winning 60 games, right? Not because
Mm.
we didn't have the talent last year. What
Oh,
I'm
you
saying is
serious about the 60?
I'm serious about yes. When
Oh, okay.
because
I'm not going that high, but I agree. Him and I are using the same rationale as to why we're going to be a
Okay.
much better team
right.
this year.
We went on a
Okay.
9-game winning streak, beating all good teams, not because we were hot. It's just because we played to our capabilities. And then we would go on a 5-game losing streak, losing to whoever you put on the floor. We didn't just lose to bad teams. We played bad against bad teams. Because even if we play average against bad teams, we still win. But we went out and played bad for stretches against whoever was put on the floor. That's why we had 35 losses. Not the fact that this team is a 35 loss team, but for the fact that this team was Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes they were Superman, sometimes they were Clark Kent. And if you know what I'm talking about, you remember if you watch any Superman shows, if you're in the comic books or whatever, Clark Kent had to sometimes get beat up by somebody he knew that he could beat in order to protect his identity as Kal-El. You know what I'm saying? So Superman come out in the street, Clark Kent get beat up in the alley by like some dude that couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. But if Clark Kent jacked him up, he would have lost his identity. Is what I'm saying. The Knicks this year, in my opinion, will be Kal-El throughout. A level of consistency because those nights with Jalen Brunson's shots not going, you're not going to bring Deuce McBride out there to be the franchise point guard. You're bringing in Quickly and Dante DiVincenzo is what I'm getting at.
Copy. I do
Yo,
think the depth is something that will provide a lot of continuous fight. Like, yeah, like we're really gonna beat teams by like death by a thousand paper cuts.
well, on any one night
I
you
can
don't
see
want to
that.
play us. On any given night you don't want to play us. 7-game series. I think there's just too many reasons. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
We
absolutely with G on that. We
we
still have to prove
we,
ourselves in a 7-game
we
series.
shall see. Eastern Conference Finals is my barometer.
He says, I don't.
47
He
win, a
says
47 win team get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
I'm confused. I'm
we could have did it. We could have did it last season.
I'm confused. Yeah, yeah.
We could have
On,
did it
on that
last season.
on that note, man, we set a hard time to a hard out to get out of here, everybody, just so
We
that
was
we can
one.
finish up.
We was one game away from doing it last season.
We were doing it and doing it and doing it well too. We just yeah. So y'all got something y'all want to say before we get out of here? Peace, everybody.
man, man, peace to the gods and the earth, man. Look, whatever y'all think about the situation, expect some good basketball coming up next month, man.
Right,
That's it.
right, all right. All right, everybody. We out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Peace, y'all.